Welcome to Silver-Zinc Resource's November 2011 Exploration Update. I'm Tim Barry, President and CEO. By way of introduction, Silver-Zinc is a junior exploration company based out of Vancouver, Canada, and is dual listed on both the New York Stock Exchange, trading under the symbol SVBL, and on the full Toronto Stock Exchange, trading under the symbol SVB. Silver-Zinc's flagship project, the Mojada project, is located in the state of Coahuila in northern Mexico and lies 3 hours north of the city of Torreon. The licenses are over 200 square kilometers in area and take in over 35 kilometers of the Mojada fault zone, which is the main host for the mineralization in the area. The main zone of interest is called the shallow silver zone, which sits approximately in the middle of the property and is where the Silver-Zinc Resources are located. This area has been a historical mining district for the last 100 years, and the main target has been high-grade silver at plus 500 grams and high-grade zinc at plus 20%. There are over 60 historical mine shafts in the area, highlighted here in green, and they're an extremely useful marker for showing the size and the extent of the mineralization within the shallow silver zone. Prior to Silver-Zinc taking over the project in April 2010, all modern exploration focused on the zinc mineralization shown here in red at the eastern end of the shallow silver zone. Although a sizable deposit with good grade, the problem with the zinc, as shown in this image, has always been the depth. At the western end it sits 60 metres from surface, and the eastern end is over 200 metres from surface. This gives it an overall strip ratio of about 6 to 1, and at today's zinc prices makes the economics marginal. When Silver-Zinc took over the project, we therefore decided to focus our attentions on the at-surface silver mineralization at the western end of the shallow silver zone. During 2010 we drilled 18,000 metres and defined a silver resource of 42 million ounces, shown here in pink. Silver mineralization remained open in all directions, and so the goal of the 2011 drilling campaign, shown here as white dots, was to do two things. Number one, keep adding new ounces to the resource, and number two, do some infill drilling to raise the category from the inferred to the indicated. Based on drilling completed up until the end of August, we significantly increased the size of the silver mineralization in the shallow silver zone. The total number of ounces defined in the shallow silver zone equate to 84 million ounces. However, under the new 43-101 regulation rules, we're obliged only to report silver mineralization which falls within a conceptual open pit called a Whittle pit, which is shown here as a black outline. So the situation within the shallow silver zone right now is this. We have just under a 62 million ounce resource at a 15 gram cutoff, with 47.8 million ounces in the indicated category and 13.8 million ounces in the inferred category. Including the zinc, this gives us a 3.8 kilometre mineralized strike length which is open in all directions. So the orientation of the silver mineralization as such is that it comes in over the top of the zinc mineralization. So the concept really is that if you mine out the silver resource first, which sits largely at surface, what you're going to be left with is potentially an economic zinc body which sits underneath the silver. So where can we add more silver resource? Well, if I bring in the historical mine shafts again, one of the things you'll note is that a large number of them fall outside the resource which we've currently defined. Looking at the west end of the shallow silver zone, we have at least another 1.5 kilometres of known historical mine shafts which have never been drilled before. and we have great confidence that we'll be able to add new ounces here because a lot of the silver mineralisation we can see at surface. So the drill plan to the end of the year, shown here as red dots, is simply to keep stepping out towards the west and drilling the extension of the shallow silver zone. In addition to this target, we have also identified a new zone of mineralisation which falls just outside the current resource. The first 4 holes into this new zone of mineralisation, which we call the Centenario block, have had intercepts up to and over 130 metres, ranging in grade between 50 to 65 grams per tonne. In addition to the west end, we will also look to have a drill on this new zone as well until the end of the year, with the goal being to add new silver ounces for our next resource report expected in Q1 of 2012. In addition to the resource definition and expansion underway on the shallow silver zone at Cerro Mojada, there is also another project underway whereby we're assessing several prospects further out and along the same feature as the shallow silver zone. 3 prospects have been identified and include San Francisco Canyon, Palomas Negras and Dormidos, and all exhibit a similar style of mineralisation to what we see in the shallow silver zone. A mapping and prospecting program has been conducted over all 3 of these areas. Zooming into San Francisco Canyon, grab samples from surface show some very promising silver results in grams per tonne. We currently have a drill program underway at San Francisco, drilling a number of scout holes aimed at testing the depth and extent of the mineralisation we see here. We expect these results out sometime before the end of this year. Moving on to Palomas Negras, which lies 14 kilometres west of the shallow silver zone, we again see significant at-surface silver mineralisation from the grab samples. The plan here is to drill this either late this year or early next year to assess its potential. And moving off to the third prospect that we've identified in the area, Dormidos, we again see very similar at-surface silver mineralisation that has never been drilled or assessed for its potential. What is not shown here is that Dormidos also has some very good base metal numbers, particularly for lead and zinc, similar to the shallow silver zone. So here ends the exploration update for the Cerro Mojada project for November 2011. If you require any more information, please visit our website www.silverbullresources.com or contact us through the contact phone numbers on the website. Thanks a lot. Bye.